What's going on, everybody? My name is Jonathan McNamee. You're watching That Guy Talks. Today I am joined with Maura Herman. Maura, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself a little bit?
My name is Maura Herman. Me and Jonathan have the same birthday.
March 8th. Yes. What time were you born?
12:35.
Right, so you're older than me. I was 4:13 in the afternoon.
Ah, close. I am originally from Delaware County. I moved to Los Angeles like 3.5 years ago to do hair.
Okay.
And then I just recently moved back because COVID, and also I'm like not good at adulting. So
okay.
we're in adulting boot
we're
camp
like in
right
that,
now.
yeah,
we're
we're
a
like
tween in LA, but in Philadelphia I'm like, why don't you have a fiance?
I mean, that's very accurate. That is very accurate.
Over there, it's fine. Here, everyone's like, what are you doing?
It's almost like everybody's in fast forward here. It's almost as if like, oh, by 27, I gotta have my fiance, and I gotta have a house at 30, and it's like, whoa, slow your roll. Like, I barely know how to tie my shoes.
No, like literally.
I know you have your FairyGarden mindset. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
So FairyGarden mindset is a brand I created like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like happened accidentally.
Just kind of fell in your lap and you're like,
literally
let's build
I'm
this.
like, hey. So long story short, I moved out to LA in 2017 to go to hair school at Vidal Sassoon. Mm-hmm. While I was at school, I met this woman and her name is Jude. Mm-hmm. She's like my favorite ever. She was an astrologer, so she came in and her and I were vibing out. Like I'm pretty sure I like sat down in the chair next to her and they were like, you need to finish her haircut, and I'm like, all right, sorry. Her and I, she's like looking at my chart and she's like, oh, a Pisces sun and Aquarius moon, like you must live in a world of your own. And I was like, on my ribs, I have a tattoo, and it literally says, in a world of my own. So she says this to me, and I'm like, I feel attacked. I'm like, no, but like,
did you read up on
I'm
me
like, I know
before?
I'm wearing a dress, but like, it's all the way up here, like, how?
Yeah, how do you know? Yeah.
And so I was like, sold after that. I'm like, yep, I do live in a world of my own, that's that. She always has these like full moon meditation hikes, so like anytime there's a full moon, we'll go into Topanga and we'll hike up onto like the top of the cliff, and like the moon comes up there, so we'll like walk the labyrinth, which is like those rock.
I don't know what a labyrinth is.
We'll put the ping here.
Okay. Boom.
Labyrinth.
This is what she's speaking of.
So it's like a rock formation, and like you're supposed to walk it, and it like recalibrates you.
Okay.
So they do that under the moon, and then we would like meditate, and then she would usually pull a card for us. And it was like Earth Day, so she pulled like this Earth themed deck. Yeah. And I pulled the card for us, and I pulled the fairies card. I swear to God.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what?
How many fairy cards are in a deck?
1 out of 87. Yeah.
The odds on that are crazy.
Right. Dude,
wow.
I could go on for, like, I have journals. Like, that's what I'm like, I'm writing a book. I'm just going to call it the book and write it down, because anything I've written down has, like, manifested tenfold. I pulled the fairy card. I'm kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm dumbfounded.
Yeah, I'm like, are you kidding me? So I was kind of shook off that, and I was like, all right, I got to go to this place, buy these things, and like, I'm gonna, whatever. I'm starting a business. It's called the FairyGarden. It started off with like the little accessories and things like that, and then like I was like, I want to teach people how to literally get anything that they want. Like I'm like, I just think of things and then they happen. And like I was at a point too at this point where it was like I was getting like booked on like music videos for like artists that are in my Spotify playlist, and I was just like there was just so much going on that I was like vibing high. You know? Like I was like,
you're just riding the wave. So when did this mindset kick in? Like what was this?
So before I left for LA, I was like,
so you think that you're magical?
Yeah, I think that you are too.
We're all magical.
Yeah, you too.
We're all like there's magic within us.
Yes, like literally. So
we're bigger beings than what we are perceived to think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that it's easier to like put power in someone else than it is to like acknowledge it in yourself.
So that's what made you create FairyGarden?
So, okay, there were girls at work that I worked at, like, this dry bar with, and this one girl in particular, she was like, I've never heard anything you're talking about, and she's like intrigued. Like, she's like, I'm down. I was like, bet. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna have a journal for you. Like, perfect. We're about to start. Like, she starts doing it, and like, she had been working at this place for a long time, and she hated it, and she was like, I want to do hair, like, on celebrities and things like that. Yeah. And she's like a little bit older than I am, and she's like, that would never work. And I was like, yes it would. Like, you literally can. Whatever, keep writing. What do you want? Like, get specific. Anything goes. Time and money didn't matter. What's your life looking like? And
that you perceive for yourself.
Yeah, like
what
I'm like, it could be anything. Like, don't worry about any restrictions that someone's told you. Like, that would never happen. Fuck that. So she starts writing things down. Now she's like, she just did the cover of GQ with Kim Lee.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I'm just always like, that's my bitch. Like, I'm just like, yes!
Yeah, because you get hype off of people who you have helped to get to find their true, namaste feeling of, euphoria.
Yep, and that goes back to like the idea of like create over compete. It's like, you can still do exactly what I'm doing, and we can both be winning. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We're not trying to like beat each other. Like, we're not trying to be like, oh, I want to specifically do that.
Like, I just want you to get what you want, and you want me to get what I want, and we realistically want different things. Yeah. Even when you think you want the same thing as someone.
Yeah, true.
And like I said, with Earl Nightingale, he talks a lot about, like, he's like, you don't need to compete. Yeah. You just need to create. And that line was like, whoa.
It hit home.
I was like, that's the way. Like, people you get so consumed and like in that like jealousy, like low vibration, those emotions, that when you look at someone and you have like envy eyes, it's like, when you see other people and they're winning, it should be a thing where it's like, oh, sick. Like someone's
them
winning.
Up. Yeah.
I can win too. And it's like, just because someone else is, doesn't
it's not a sport.
Mean that you won't. Yeah,
life's not a sport. We're not looking to, have winners and losers. It's everybody can win, basically, right?
Exactly, but we've been taught that there's always losers.
Because of sport and competition.
Right. And it's like, yeah, competition is cool, but like, it's just not at the same time. Like, you're always getting something from the competition, even if you're losing. Yeah,
because you learn something.
Exactly.
So are you working on more projects? Are you like trying to
now
adapt?
I have like the podcast.
Now with the change, okay, you have the podcast. It's still going?
Yeah, it's still going. Okay. That's just the whole create over compete concept is like being tested so hard with the podcast, because I like started the podcast in October, and I just recently in March found out that the name and the logo has been taken by like an influencer.
Someone with a big, like almost like a bigger following.
3.6 million followers.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and like the studio.
But I feel like that's just a speed bump, though. Like, this is just kind of something that's testing you,
like,
basically.
Yeah, it's like how bad. Well, it's funny because it's like, for me, Tap In, which is the name of the podcast.
Okay. Link in the description.
is about, like, looking at things through a different perspective, exploring different topics that we haven't been
touching
presented in the everyday. And like, I have met so many cool people through being in LA and things like that. And also, I am not scared to like DM anyone. Like, I'll be like, hey, I like what you have going on. Like, can we be friends? Basically, shoot or shoot. So I'm just always like,
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Jonathan McNamara.
I'm always like, eyes closed, I'm just shooting, like, fuck it. The podcast is like really about like magic and manifestation, and like just trying to get as many different types of people who have experienced the in your mind,
the
having
level
something
of thoughtfulness that you're going
that I can be like, look, they did it. Like, look, they did it. Now she looks like you, he looks like you, like, and it doesn't matter. Like, if you have a heartbeat and you breathe,
you can do this.
Anything could happen. there's so much that like no one talks about, and it's just like so much more fun when you start to like realize like you are the creator of your reality. And my friend, she always is like, main character shit, and I'm like, main fucking character shit. Like,
Well, like, I would always like, I have a playlist on my phone that's like McNamee movie playlist. Like, if I were to have a movie, like, these are the songs that I would want in my movie playlist. Like,
you have to do a video on that.
You're opening my brain today. You're literally opening my brain. Like, I feel like you're just like, let me stuff all this stuff in here. I feel like what you're speaking of, I do somewhat, but I haven't dove fully into.
Right.
So, but today, I feel like I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I gotta dive in fully. So, like, you're motivating me today.
Good. I'm like, it's like, you know, that goes back to in the beginning, like we talked about, like, there's so much more going on than what we've been led to believe.
True. No, I totally believe that. I believe that the society that we are in now, compared to years and years ago, they're just suppressing us and being able to like hold us back from our true potential of being this bitter and better being that we weren't ever told that we can do. You know, it's
like some people, like the 1%ers, the 0.5%ers, it's like they know. They know all of this. It's like the whole Aladdin and the genie. It's like, you know, you have 3 wishes. Like, no, you have fucking infinite wishes.
Yes.
It's just a matter of
asking. We're the genie, and we just you're more of thinking like, why are we the Aladdin today?
Exactly. And like it goes down to too, like asking, like there's no shame in asking for anything that you want. You know what I mean? It's like there's no shame in asking for help, and it's like, so you just like kind of find people and things that like you resonate with and pick their brain. Like, you know, like,
you're opening my brain today. My brain has been rocked today. So, mission accomplished. Well, thank you, Maura. Thank you. Thank you for coming on my show. I really do appreciate it.
Now you have homework.
I know. All right. So I got to get a journal. I got a journal for 30 days. And then we'll come back here and we'll kind of assess and see how things are going. And Maura, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. My IG handle is MaurBiexo. It's MaurBiexo. FairyGarden Mindset is on Instagram too. FairyGardenMindset.com. ShopTheFairyGarden.com.
Where you can get swag like this that we talked about in the episode today.
And on YouTube, Maura Herman is my YouTube, and the podcast is Tap In the Podcast.
And for all that information, there's a link in the description for everything Maura Herman. Thank you, Maura, so much for joining That Guy Talks. No problem. And I hope we'll do something again too. And I got a journal.
Good now.
Yeah.
I'm back.
We're getting into deep shit here.
I'm in Philly now, so we're gonna run it up.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to see anything from Maura, also the links are in the description. And from all of us here at That Guy Talks, let's cue that music!
You don't need to compete.
Yeah.
You just need to create.